Hello YouTube viewers. I'm making this video to help fellow Del Sol owners potentially find a remedy to their worn out driver's seats. If you're like me and you've tried to find a replacement driver's seat in good condition, you've probably had the same result where the whole left bolster is ripped up, but the passenger seat is always in great condition. So I had a thought that maybe I could get a donor passenger seat back and have take the cover off and put it onto the back of a driver's seat and possibly have a new looking seat. So to that end, I went to a junkyard, and for about $18, I got a seat back. It looks like this. So as you can see, the bolster looks like pretty new. I mean, it's dirty, but there's no wear because this was the passenger side, and this is where the passenger would have got in, and it's in perfect condition. So I think I found a pretty good donor one. And so I proceeded to start tearing down the seat. Now, obviously, I've got to reuse the foam out of this seat because the seats are not symmetrical. You can see they mount with one bolt on one side and two bolts on the other side, and this is what the seat pan looks like. So you can't just switch the whole unit. You're going to have to take the cover off the old one and put it on this one. Well, getting down to this level, this is what mine used to look like, this duct tape mess that somebody did. Getting down to this level required unzipping the seat back, taking out some hog rings that were holding the front of the seat to the back of the seat. And then I had to peel this off, and it didn't peel very well. You can see in some places it took more of the original foam than others, and this was the damaged side. And so I've seen videos where people will cut this out and maybe cut out some good foam from this seat, and they'll glue it in here with special upholstery foam glue, and or they'll rebuild it with some other type of foam. So I was of the mind that I could get this thing out and spray some stuff on there and stick the new one on. The only problem you'll encounter on this is that the headrest does not come off without a fight. And deep inside here, let me see if I can get my flashlight. Deep inside here, you've got, probably not going to be able to show you this because it's so tight, but you've got a rod that comes from the headrest, and it goes into a slightly larger rod that's part of the seat. And there are retainer clips that look like this, one on each side, and this part faces forward, so if you can get on it with a pair of pliers, you can just slide these forward, and then now this should slide right out. Well, unfortunately, mine is rusted in place, and I can't get it to budge no matter how hard I pull on it, even though I've taken the retainers out. So I'm kind of stuck because I can't get the seat cover off or the new one on as long as this is on. So I don't usually quit on my crazy ideas, but I think what I'm going to do is take this to a local upholsterer and see what they can do. Hopefully they can rebuild the foam. Hopefully they can take the cover off of this one, and you can see even the donor one, the glue has given up on the back of the material and it's baggy, but hopefully they can redo it and make it look like new again. So I'm going to be on my way to the upholsterer momentarily with these two pieces, and I'm going to see what they can do for me. Now, the other question, if you've thought about this, I wish I'd left this together before I showed you, but one side where the mechanism is at, right there, that reclines the seat, is cut slightly different than the other side. So when I put, it's cut up higher. So when I put this on the other side, I may have a little bit of the seat showing, but I noticed it has this flap here, and I'm hoping that I could pull that down possibly and make a hole in it for where the bolt goes on the other side and be able to cover that and make it look better than it does now. So this is part one of my experiment, and I'll show you part two after I get back from the upholsterer, and hopefully this cover will be stretched tight and they can rebuild the foam bolster on the old one, and I'll have a workable seat and save myself a bunch of money and have the original seat still. So anyway, I'll post a part two to this video when I get my seat back, and you can see how it went, and I'll let you know the cost. And anyway, that's my 1993 Del Sol SI. So I've done a ton of work on it, by the way, with since I've had it. I got the cruise control to work. It turned out it was the cruise control computer under the dash, and I think I got one for $24 used on eBay, and that fixed the problem after I tried everything else. And then I got my VTEC working. This is a cover I bought. This wasn't the original. But I got my VTEC working because there's a little tiny O-ring down in here under the valve train kind of, and it was missing. So someone had the top lifters or whatever, rocker arms off of this. And when they put it back on, they left out one O-ring, and that wouldn't let it build the pressure it needed to actuate the VTEC. And I also took off the VTEC solenoid, tested it, and cleaned it and put some new gaskets on that. So that solved that problem. And then I'm currently working on the air conditioning system, as you can see. And when I did my testing, I found out this dryer is leaking. You can probably see some dye down there. So it's leaking around the weld at the top, and I've ordered a new one of those, and hopefully that's going to fix that. I'll find out. And so anyway, I'm in the process of I've pretty much got all the mechanical issues straightened out. I bought a new used speedometer that ironically had the same mileage as the one I took out. Mine had 105 and some change, and I found this one for sale by another Del Sol owner, and it had 105 and some change, so it turned out to work out great for me. And here's an aftermarket Boss 9-inch stereo I just put in, and it's wonderful. I would highly recommend it. And anyway, that's a quick tour. Oh, this weekend I went to the junkyard and bought this dual lever trunk and gas lever release system and the cable, and was able to, I got that for $9.99 for all the components, and was able to run it through my car. And now when I pull up on the lever, it pops the trunk, which saves me a ton of frustration. I don't know if you've got one of these where you have to get out with a damn key, but it was driving me crazy. And I was able to route the cable back through here just like it came out of the donor car and around. And I got the lock mechanism with the cable, all for $9, and now I have a remote trunk release. And yes, I should have done a video on that, but I'm not very good at videos, as you can probably tell. So anyway, this is part one of seat repair, and I'll get back to you with part two. Please give me a like if you find this interesting. Thank you. Bye.